Hi, good morning, everyone. It's Sean with Paycheck the Portfolio. This morning, we're going to do a week 13 update. Just briefly, if you're new to my channel, all of my income goes into a brokerage account. I don't live out of a traditional checking account. I invest in the three buckets: long term growth stocks and ETFs, closed end funds, and high yield funds. What my dividends don't cover, I use margin to basically fill the gap to create the compounding cycle going. So instead of just investing the leftovers, I invest all of my earned income, which allows me to compound quicker and essentially break free from a 9 to 5 job. In this starter account, my 17-year-old daughter is getting ready to go off to college before too long. And so I'm planning on letting her live out of this so she can break free. But let's jump right into the portfolio. Then we'll go step by step through the Excel file here this morning. Looking at the brokerage account, my net account value on the starter account, again, my large account that I live out of completely, I show on Saturdays on my long form videos. But currently, the starter account's sitting at a net account value of $3,164. The market's been very choppy just with earnings season, with metals being very volatile, with Bitcoin being very volatile as well. So the nice thing about the starter account in this system is the concept called dollar cost averaging that we talk about basically every week. And what does that mean? I'm investing at the lows, I'm investing at the highs, and I'm investing at the averages. So over time, it smooths out that volatility. Like this morning, the market had a pretty significant pullback yesterday. So I'm able to buy some of these funds that were down pretty substantially yesterday, which will allow me to buy them at cheaper prices now. And as the market rebounds over time, I'll capture that upside potential. Dollar cost averaging is the key to investing. Now, what's really neat about a lot of these funds is they pay a dividend. So the dividends will come behind and pay me even when the market's down, which we'll talk about a little bit more here as we go along. Currently, the account is down $381, but the net account value continues to grow because I'm investing $500 a month. And instead of spending that on bills, such as my utility bills, I'm fully investing that $500, which is being fully deployed. I'm owning those assets, and then I'm simply borrowing from myself to pay those bills that I have to pay anyway. If you look at the available for withdrawal amount, this is the amount I can live off of with the E-Trade debit card. We have multiple brokerages in our membership Discord, folks living off of the E-Trade brokerage, Schwab, Fidelity, Robinhood, Interactive Brokers, M1. If you need a community of folks that are all living this way, you can join our membership Discord, and all of my resources are under pinned comments of all of my videos. But when I swipe the E-Trade debit card or I have a bill deducted, it pulls from this available for withdraw amount. You can see the holdings below, which we've gone through. If you want to go check out all of my playlists on the Spark the Fire series and or my Saturday videos, I have those out there as well. SPYG is a long-term growth ETF and indexed. QQQI is a covered call fund on the NASDAQ. Weekly Pay is a leveraged fund used by Roundhill that pays a dividend. This fund has kind of struggled, so I get a lot of questions about how long am I going to hold this. I like Roundhill funds, so I'm giving this some time, but I am keeping my eye on it to make sure that it's managed effectively. I started buying into this fund when the market started to chop pretty good. So right now the jury's still out for me. I'm staying the course. QQQY is a covered call fund on the NASDAQ by another company called Defiance. So this is Neos. This is Defiance. I like diversification amongst the companies as well. And then we have Cornerstone, CLM, and CRF. Cornerstone's been around since the 80s. They pay an 18% dividend. They drip that dividend down at the net asset value. And then on average, about once a year, they do a thing called a rights offering. We're scraping their website for their SEC filing. We'll notify the Discord members when we'll sell high and buy back low, which will allow us to compound our shares quicker, which is a really neat strategy. Now, in the starter account, I have very little shares, so I'll probably just keep dollar cost averaging in the P2P starter account here for my daughter. But in my large portfolio, I have over 3,500 shares of each. So I'll definitely sell when those premiums are high and buy back when those premiums drop during the rights offering, which will allow me to buy more shares and the compound quicker coming out of that. NVIDIA, which is a covered call fund on NVIDIA, ran by YieldMax. YMax, which is YieldMax's funds across the board. Again, this includes some funds that have Bitcoin. So, as everybody knows, Bitcoin's been struggling a little bit lately. But as that rebounds over time, that fund will do just fine. And then ECAT, which is a BlackRock fund, I added. BTCI, which is a covered call fund on Bitcoin. TQQQ, I added during the last pullback. You can see that that's already green. TQQQ is a triple leveraged fund. You have to be very, very careful with these funds. When the market pulls back 2%, 3%, I tend to add small amounts of this because when the NASDAQ goes up 1%, TQQQ will go up 3%. When the NASDAQ drops 1%, TQQQ will drop 3%. So you have to be very cautious with this fund because it can help you and give you high octane fuel, but it also can hurt you if you scale into it at the wrong time. And then YBTC is a covered call fund on Bitcoin with Roundhill. And as you can see, those Bitcoin funds are the funds that are kind of struggling and hurting the account right now. But again, that's okay because of dollar cost averaging and everything we talked about just a little bit earlier. Jumping into the Excel file, I want to go step by step through this. So we did the portfolio update. Again, these Excel files are available on the membership Discord if people want to go back and look at them. Looking at the next 1 year, the portfolio is projected to produce right now $855 of dividends. E-Trade takes the last distribution and annualizes that out over the next 12 months. In fact, most brokerages do. You can see right now February is a little bit skewed just due to timing. So this will be around $900 to $1,000 a year once my orders go through today, which we'll talk about here during the end of the Excel file. But currently, this brokerage account's throwing off about $855. If you break that into a monthly view, that comes to about $77 a month currently. When you see the purple bar graph on the E-Trade estimated income, that means that those are announced distributions. When you see the orange bar, that means that it's an estimated payment based off of the last distribution, just for some clarification there. If you look at the historical values tab, again, the neat thing about the Paycheck to portfolio system, and this number is actually higher, you can see it's currently 3165. But the nice thing about this is I'm adding money. So just to summarize for folks that may be new, we opened up this margin account with $2,500. You need a $2,000 account size to open up a margin enabled account. I put $2,500 in just to give a little bit of an extra buffer. Every month I'm bringing in $500 and I'm paying my utility bills out of this account. I have to pay those bills anyway, but instead of just consuming that money to zero, I'm bringing those bills into the brokerage, fully investing those into equities that will grow and throw off cash flow in the form of dividends, and then simply paying my bills by borrowing from my own equity. In the Spark to Fire account, this account, I pay 8.4% margin interest rate. But if I'm generated 20 to 30% blended yields, I'll create an arbitrage spread for myself that will snowball over time, which we'll talk about here in the transactions. And then if you go to the business spread, just to segue into that, this is currently the gross portfolio value. That's all the equities I own by being fully invested. So if you see 3786 and 3100, one is the gross portfolio value fully invested. One is the net portfolio value, which deducts the margin debt currently. So my gross portfolio value, 3786. Currently, I'm borrowing $620 of my equity to float my bills. My blended yield right now is 22.5%. You can add that up with your allocations and your projected dividends, or you can use a website like Snowball Analytics, which will give you your projected annual blended yield. And I have a 10% off coupon for that as well under the pinned comments if you're interested. Right now, I'm at 22.5%. My margin interest is 8.4%. My account equity is sitting at 83.6%. Therefore, the business spread right now, and this ebbs and flows depending on last distribution, I'm creating a 14% business spread for myself with cash on cash returns. So $851 of dividends projected based off of that yield up here. Right now, the cost of borrowing is $52 a year, which creates an annual business spread for me of basically $800 and a monthly net of $66 that would have otherwise not been there if I wasn't investing my income. If you look at the week 1 through 13 transactions, this list is growing. You can follow this again starting in week 1 with my Spark to Fire series. But I'm going to go through this very high level just for the sake of keeping things simple. This was my $2,500 initial investment into the account. You can see I immediately deployed that into equities. You can see dividends immediately started to come in with the green here. I transferred another $250 here. I immediately deployed that into equity. You can see the dividends started to continue to roll in. And then you'll start to see this accounting term, transfer cash to margin. When you see transfer cash to margin, that means that margin is basically being paid down. When you see transfer margin to cash, that means I'm borrowing from my available for withdrawal, just from an accounting perspective, so you can see that. So you can see the transfer cash to margin, and then up here you can see the transfer margin to cash. That's when an automated payment came out, which was my energy bill right there. So I'm just going to scroll up so you can see visually, you can start to visualize the dividends are snowballing. You can start to see anytime I transfer money in to buy equities, and then when I'm paying my automated payments right here, my energy bill, right here, my water bill. And then as you go up, you can see the transactions from transfer cash to margin. And then when I pay a bill, you'll see it, transfer margin to cash. So if you filter by dividends, right here, you can see all the dividends I've received from my own cash. I've summarized those over here on the right. So currently, I've received $174 of dividends, and I've paid out $7.44 in interest, which has netted me $166.56. As time goes on, that's just going to compound on itself and erode away my living expenses. If you click interest here, you can see what I've paid in interest right there. So 744 just to show you that. And then obviously I showed you the dividends right here, and we'll sum those up just so you can see that as well. 174.47. And that's how you basically create a business within your brokerage, by creating that business spread and just tracking it and making sure you're being a good steward, right? If you can keep your expenses lower, obviously that's going to snowball quicker. But that's exactly how those dividends are starting to offset the cost of living for me. All right, jumping into the week 13 actionables. Every account has a routing number. All E-Trade routing numbers are the same. What differentiates your account is the account number specific to your brokerage. That's how I auto draft bills directly from the account. Some of my members use a credit card, and then they pay off their credit card every billing cycle to create rewards for themselves. I haven't done that yet because I feel like when I see my net account value drop, it controls my spending better in my large account that I show on Saturdays. But either one of those work, and I obviously understand and am considering the credit card option just for those additional rewards. Again, we're investing fully $500 a month, and we're paying the electric and utility bills currently. As the account value grows over time, I'm going to add another bill, probably a cell phone bill, and then additional bills. And again, I'm planning on handing this off to my 17-year-old daughter so she can start to live fully out of the brokerage moving forward. We're aiming for a 40-60 split, 40% in the growth closed-end funds, and then 60% in the high yield funds currently. January bills have been paid. My water bill was paid at $125, and then the electric bill was paid at $245. My available for withdrawal amount in week 12 was $1,076. In week 13, it was $1,175. We obviously took a break during the holidays with New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve. Those both in the past fell on Wednesdays, so I didn't do anything during that holiday pause. So if you go back and watch all of my videos, you're not going to miss anything with that time off. Margin calculator we talked about in the margin tab. If you want to go check that out in E-Trade. And then purchases I'm making this morning. This is what I wanted to focus on. Currently, I plan on buying QQQI. You can see these orders right here that are pending. I have 3 orders in for QQQI this morning. That's a NEOS fund, a covered call fund on the NASDAQ. And then I'm buying 2 of KSLV. This is a covered call fund on silver. It pays a 20% dividend. QQQI is about a 14% dividend. So those are the orders I have going in this morning. Again, silver covered call and QQQI covered call fund on NASDAQ. If you want to see all of the resources I have available, this is available under all the pinned comments. You can set up white glove service. That's personal coaching with me to get your account set up shoulder to shoulder, which includes lifetime access to the Discord. You can join our private Discord and membership where we have a whole bunch of people living out of their accounts and a great community of folks with live calls. That's available to you. You can book a 30-minute high-level strategy call with me if you just want to know more about the system. And then you can download the free starter kit and simple calculator if you want to see how your own finances are impacted. If you're interested in snowball analytics and tracking dividends, I have a 10% off code there if you're interested in that as well. Looking at the balances tab, we talked about this. This is 128.26. You can see where the available for withdrawal number was at and what the margin availability was there compared to this week right here, the available for withdrawal amount and the margin amounts. And then finally, this is a view of our Discord with folks living out of each brokerage. You can click on these channels, ask any questions that you may have and help each other live out of the account. We have an international channel. Lots of times I get questions from folks living in Canada or Europe. And yes, we have many members doing that. And then we have additional channels as far as my full portfolio that's updated every week and fund-specific channels amongst many, many others. But that's what it looks like in Discord. Jumping into closing thoughts, I want to make this very easy to understand with a little bit simpler image here. So again, income comes into the brokerage account. It's fully invested. What dividends don't cover, I pay my bills on margin. And this cycle continues to grow, to compound on itself. So I'm going to read just this simple paragraph to help you understand if you're new. The idea is simple. Instead of spending every paycheck down to zero, I route it into assets. That paycheck becomes ownership first, not consumption. Those assets produce cash flow. That cash flow starts covering small expenses. As expenses get covered, less of the paycheck is needed for life, which means more can stay invested. Over time, the dividends stack, the equity grows, and the portfolio begins to do more of the work than the paycheck used to do. This isn't about shortcuts or timing the market. It's about building equity and creating steady cash flow that compounds even through choppy markets. The goal is to slowly erode expenses with income from things you own instead of constantly trading time for money. That's the paycheck to portfolio system. Own first, spend second, let the snowball do the heavy lifting, and that's the life cycle of business. And that's the mindset shift of being a consumer and taxpayer into a business owner and operator. Hope you have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you on Saturday with a large account. Please like and subscribe and have a great day.